the iMac or the MacBook Pro. So firstly, let me clarify briefly about the iMac's overall specifications. The iMac is now available in two different sizes. Firstly, it's called iMac 21.5 inch, and secondly, it's 27 inch. The thing is, lots of people kept asking about whether they should get the iMac or the MacBook Pro. I would say, firstly, I would reply like, okay, do you need to use your computers on the road or not? You know what? Something that's really laughable. Lots of people bought MacBooks or MacBook Pros, but they never have taken any of these computers out of their tables and used them on the road. This is the truth. They buy it because they look nice, but the thing is they have missed a number of things compared to the price. I think the iMac is a great value. Why? Let me clarify this. Firstly, if you buy the MacBooks or MacBook Pros, the hard drive speed is only 5,400 RPMs. But if you buy the iMac, you will get 7,002. And the thing is, the hard drive is more stable. Okay? And secondly, if you go for MacBooks or MacBook Pro, you got only 2 slots for RAMs. But for iMacs, you got 4 slots for RAMs. That means if you want to increase the RAMs up to 8 gigs for MacBooks or MacBook Pro, so you need 2 pieces of 4 gigs of RAM, which is very expensive. But if you buy the iMac, you got another 2 empty slots. So you don't have to sacrifice your existing 2 gigs of RAMs. You can just put 2 pieces of 2 gigs of RAM inside the unit. So you pay almost like 1/4 of the price. This is very important. And the optical drive for the iMac is much more stable. You know what? When you run any DVD on your laptop for a while, it might get stuck. This happens a lot because of the heat. But for the iMac, you get a very huge fans on the motherboard, so it won't, it will not stuck. The thing is like that, and the processor is very fast. And also the 27-inch iMac, it has a port called mini display output port, which allow you to hook this, iMac 27-inch to your MacBooks or MacBook Pros, the one that have the mini display ports, and you can use your 27-inch iMac as monitors. Okay, whereas these overall specification, you got better screen resolution density. Okay, so firstly, please kindly ask yourself clearly before you buy a computer whether you want to carry this on the road or not. Because the thing is, please go buy the iMac rather than going for a laptop. Okay, lots of people, if they are like graphic enthusiasts, like they do graphics, they design movie or do AutoCAD or something. None of these people are going to use their laptops to do, very high and important tasks on the roads. They think they do this in studio. Okay, and about the hard drive, every iMac comes pre-equipped with built-in 5-wire 800 port. So nowadays, lots of people tends to buy the iMacs rather than going for the Mac Pro or the MacBook Pro. Okay, let me clarify slightly deeper. For the latest model iMac, 3.06 gigahertz for the processor speed is standard across the entire line, unless the top of the line. If you go for the top of the line, you will get 2.66 quad-core i5. I would say concerning the hyper-threading and turbo boost technology, if someone will pay for your iMac and if you have unlimited budget, I would suggest to go for the top-of-the-line iMac, which comes preloaded with Intel Core i5, or you can order custom 2 orders, one through the Apple website, which is i7. You have to spend roughly around $200 more, but it's a great value to get the i7 because that's very quad-core. And I have spoken a number of times about the difference. The Intel Core i or 5 or 7 that you might be able to find in that laptops like MacBooks or MacBook Pros 15s or 17-inch, any of those processors is not as good as the one that comes in the iMac. Okay, I'm not going to talking deeper about the overall specification detail, which you can read directly from the Apple website, but trust me. And 4 gigs of RAM is standard across the entire line, which allows you to increase up to 16 gigs of RAM. Okay, If you go for the least expensive iMac, you will get only 500 gig for storage capacity. But if you go for the entry level, the top of the lines, you will get 1 terabyte, and you can attach an external hard drive to the 5-wire 800 port on the back. And here comes the graphic card. I would not suggest to go for the least expensive iMac, which comes with the NVIDIA GeForce 9004. I think that one is, because that one is on the motherboard. It shares with the main memory. So you have to sacrifice some of the main memory from the units for the graphic card. So I would suggest to go for the entry level with the ATI Radeon card. Because for that one, the graphic card, it has its own RAMs on that. So it's twice as fast compared to the one which shares with main memory. So I would suggest to go for the one in the middle, unless you just need something for typing document or serve on the web, that's it. But it's not going to be a great value in the future. I would not suggest to buy the least expensive iMac. Okay? So the conclusions should be, you should go for the entry level, or you go for the top of the line, like the i7 for the 27-inch, because for that one, you got more RAMs for the graphic card. Okay? So if you go for the top of the lines of the 21-inch or the entry levels of the 27-inch, they are almost identical, same graphic card. But if you need something that's really good and worth the money, I just want you to spend slightly more to go for top of the line 27-inch, which is the Intel Core i5, or order directly from the Apple online store, which is i7. Okay, you won't be regret that. And the thing is, every iMac comes with the Magic Mouse. Okay, and the Magic keyboard, the Apple Wireless keyboard. It has VGA cameras, eyesight cameras. The iMac has 4 USB ports on the back. It has 1 SD card, so it can double your super drive. But there is something that's really remarkable, and the thing is, the drive is pretty much faster, even though it says like, okay, 8 times, but I've been comparing between the iMac drive and the MacBook Pro's drive. When I try to, copy something from CD to the desktop, I think the iMac is incredibly faster than the regular drive that comes with the MacBooks or the MacBook Pro. And when I watch DVD or do something, I think it's much more stable. And hook up to an external source, I think the power from the iMac might be able to generate enough power to run any external hard drive. So I would suggest this itself is like, no one really cares about it so much, but I think it's very important because I have seen a number of people throughout 7 years of my experience working for Mac. Someone bought a laptop, but they have never taken the laptop out of their bedrooms or living rooms. So why did you buy a laptop? Because laptop has been designed to be carry out, okay, but you have never taken it out of the room. Why don't you spend a little bit more, but do not buy the Mac Mini, okay? Because the Mac Mini, a million times I've spoken about this, Mac Mini has exactly the same graphic cards and the capabilities of running graphics same as the MacBooks or MacBook Pro, because the Mac Mini is the laptop without a screen. Okay? It uses exactly the same motherboard as the MacBook Pros. Okay? Mac Mini has been designed for Windows users who want to switch to Mac but want to spend as less as possible and you buy the Mac processor, because Mac Mini allows them to reuse their existing mouse, keyboards, and monitor, but it's not the top of the line. Okay, so if you want to really need a flagship computer for your house, you really need a primary computer for your house, I would suggest you to buy the iMac. Lots of people buy a laptop and then they believe that with the charging mechanisms that will cut the electricity to the laptop automatically, which is called like Apple laptop, MacBooks, and MacBook Pro, the latest unibody one, with the charging mechanisms that cut electricity, that's fine. But if you hook your laptops up to the wall power outlets all the time at home, that's not the use. I've been spoken with a number of times with Apple engineer team. The ideal use of Mac, I think if you really love Mac, okay, you should spend slightly more about the money. I would suggest to buy one iMac at home and buy another laptop to be used on the road. If you really need to use that on the road. Because statistics shows that in general, if you are like graphic enthusiast, you want to do like 3D movie, you know what? Nobody really do that movies on the road, right? It's not possible to do that.